on why Aaron Rodgers missed mandatory, the operative word being mandatory, you must be there, minicamp. Now, last month, an NFL insider says he scheduled his trip to Egypt for a time he believed was after the offseason program. He went on to say that the Jets are not concerned that this will impact Rodgers' season. Again, if talking to Aaron Rodgers, you better be talking to James Jones. So, James, I'll let you talk
not
first.
on this.
Is going to Egypt, a vacation, a valid excuse for missing mandatory?
Mandatory.
Yeah. Minicamp.
I'm proud of my dude for taking some time to himself, planning his trip to go to Italy because he's been because he's been at everything. If I've been at everything for the last 2 years, all right, and I'm a 4-time MVP, all-pro, whatever you want to say, Super Bowl champion, I'm all that. Hey, listen, I deserve to get 2 days since I've been here, been the ultimate teammate when I'm hurt, when I'm not hurt, all of that. Hey, man, I messed up, however y'all want to look at it, but I'm gone. I am not tripping off Aaron Rodgers missing because I don't think this is going to be a defining moment to where the Jets go into the Super Bowl because of this or the Jets win 5 games because of this. It's not going to be because he missed 2 days of practice. So I'm glad he got a chance. Egypt. I'm glad he went to Egypt and got his little woosah in, and now we're going to come back. We're going to focus on training camp. We're going to get ready to go play some football. But I ain't worried about Aaron Rodgers missing 2 days when in 2 years he's been at everything, even when he was hurt.
No, he stopped at Paris on the way back, though.
Cool. I'd have stopped again somewhere else, Shady.
Joy, what are your thoughts? Valid excuse.
Raise your hands if you rescheduled a trip to Egypt in the last 8 months. Oh.
I ain't never been.
Me either. Had a
Why'd you
trip
have to
plan.
reschedule?
I mean, some circumstances happened, so had a book. I can show you. We had flights, hotel,
Not
excursions.
work, though. Not work.
Huh?
Not work.
Not work what?
Did work stop that trip?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
So what? Like, the point is, literally, Joy Taylor, who travels all over the world, just got back, scheduled a trip to Egypt, hotels, flights, excursions, boats, Nile, whatever you got, tour guides, and then cancel it. And then I rebooked Tokyo. That didn't work out. So then I wound up in Iceland. Somehow I still got out of the country and was able to take my trip, but it just wasn't in Egypt. The point is, it's not that hard to reschedule. They have refundable flights. You can actually just get on the phone. Not pleasant, but I'm sure he has an assistant.
He got a lot of money to do all that.
I'm sure it could all be taken care of for him. I bet he didn't even book it himself.
Yeah.
I bet he didn't even book it himself. I don't care that he missed mandatory OTAs. I'm just saying, as someone who literally had to reschedule a trip to Egypt is not that difficult to do. It just is not. So he could have just moved it to the 2 days after the mandatory OTAs, like that on the board.
It depends on the excursions and all that he had.
He had like some special excursions. He had like the tomb of Pharaoh reserved for him to take a little cruise through.
But why gotta reschedule it?
He doesn't. I don't care. I will say this. Maybe I'm apathetic towards the Jets and Aaron Rodgers. I can admit, this might be my bias that I do not take this organization seriously. I don't think that Aaron Rodgers is a particularly a good leader or cares about setting standards. I don't think that that's the case. So perhaps when I heard the story, I was like, yeah, sounds about right. Kind of tracks. Not really something I can get outraged over. And in the end, if you are someone who is as accomplished as Aaron Rodgers,
right.
You don't feel like you need to be at mandatory OTAs, and you don't.
But even with all that being said, we all can agree since Aaron became a New York Jet, he's been a really good leader in that.
I don't know if he's been a good leader. He played in 4 snaps and some.
But I'm just saying,
like,
my man there hurt.
Yeah, like I don't
taking on all the rookies. He's been a really good teammate.
I don't think he's done anything that is over deservedly the top deserved of criticism. And honestly, if this happened in Green Bay, it probably wouldn't be a story. But he's in New York. All I'm saying is, for me, and perhaps I'm apathetic towards the situation. I'm not outraged by it. I don't know that it's going to hurt or help winning. My guess is that it won't. But it's a story because it's in New York. And all I'm saying is, it's not that hard to reschedule a trip to
Before I get my take, right, and don't get offended. So we all came, and then you somehow to your flight, you couldn't make it, right?
Yes, sir.
Monday? And you missed Monday, right? Yes, did you care?
No.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily call this time of year mandatory OTAs for us.
I mean... I love when you hear it. I do love when you know. I say
this is like voluntary workout.
Hey, did you care?
No.
I didn't care at all. But when I said, yo, what up, my boy? You know why? Because I know how good you really are. I know what you really mean. So my thing is like, first of all, and I ain't no Aaron Rodgers like bandwagon type of dude at all, right? And I'm not saying he's a great leader because I haven't heard that. A lot of his best players talked about him not really being like that. So I went in the locker room, so I'm not going to judge him on that, right?
Thank you, sir.
But if he wasn't at OTAs or camp, mini camp, where there's no pads on, you got a helmet on and all that, and that's it. Why we care? If Michael Vick wasn't there when we was practicing, right, for 2 days in mini camp, who cares? If Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady wasn't there, and Tom, I mean, best teammate ever, most accountable and all that. I mean, he had some things where he had to do some different things. And hey, coach, today I'm gonna be there. Do we care?
No.
It's like, what are we talking about here?
Here's the thing, too.
Before you give me your thing,
Yes, sir.
the Jets quarterbacks, before Aaron got there, right? Who was the quarterback? Wilson?
Yeah, Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson, right? I heard he did everything, all the camps, everything. What did that do for them?
As he should.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like
feel you.
we talk about stuff that don't really matter sometimes. People be so mad about that.
2-5, in the event, audience at home, if multiple quarterbacks were missing mandatory minicamp, I wouldn't care at all. Because that would be the standard. That would be the standard. Like, oh, Patrick Mahomes, you missed.
Yeah.
Cool. Jalen Hurts, you missed. Cool. Prescott, you missed. Cool. But James Jones, Joy Taylor, LaShawn McCoy, audience at home, Rodgers was the only quarterback of all 32 to miss. And you're not the best one currently playing. I believe you might be the best one to have ever played as it pertains to talent, but you're not the best one playing now. So if you aren't the best, why are you taking days off when the best, Patrick Mahomes, is not? That's where my issue
I got a question for you, man, because, like AI say, man, we talking about practice. All right, so I got a question because it's a lot of quarterbacks that miss voluntary workouts.
Are there? I don't know of a lot of quarterbacks.
Exactly.
Get them 2-5.
You said a lot of
There's a lot of quarterbacks and players that miss voluntary workouts for little stuff.
You said quarterbacks. I don't know.
Both players.
Well, I'll say this. I played with Pat. I played with Mike Vick. I played with Brady, Josh Allen. I played with Don McNabb.
I mean, you just told us Brady needed days. Give me a day.
He had training camp when he was going through some things.
No, not even. But he missed days here and there.
Thank you.
But he said a lot. They don't really miss a lot.
This is 2 days.
No, but you said a lot of quarterbacks.
I'm talking to y'all. There's a lot of players voluntary.
Players.
Quarterbacks.
I'm one of them. Yeah, I'm one of them.
Quarterback.
I'm one of them.
But what I'm saying is some of these quarterbacks and players be missing stuff for media stuff or social media. Like they miss stuff for stupid stuff.
They don't miss.
Let's say voluntary.
But it's different, Jack. If it was voluntary again, I'd have an issue, but it'd still be less.
So y'all messing me up. So you're cool. So hold on. You're cool with Aaron Rodgers saying, like Micah, hell with the whole OTAs. I'm just gonna come for 3 days of minicamp.
No,
we would be killing Aaron. So what are we talking about? But that's voluntary, though. I don't have to be here.
Aaron Rodgers makes $50 million as the face of one of the most popular franchises historically in one of the biggest cities in the world. Not America, the world. Be at practice.
Okay, so
you got 2 more years left.
So really quick,
wow. 2 more years left.
Hold on. Because Micah's about to be the highest paid man in the history of the National Football League when his time is up.
He
ain't going to OTAs now. So you think he coming to OTAs when he got all this money? It ain't happening, Acho, and you know how that works. And he's going to be the leader of the team. My thing is we're talking 2 days. Aaron Rodgers has been at every single thing as a Jet. This is 2 days.
James, let me ask you this, big dog. Let me ask you this. I can't be sure that him not being at practice hurt.
I wasn't going to get fired up.
I can't be sure. America, this is what I've realized. I can't know for certain that him not being at practice hurts the Jets. But I do know for certain him not being at practice didn't help the Jets.
For 2 days?
So that's what we do know. I don't know if it hurt him. I promise you, Shady, Joy James, I'm not lying. I don't know if it hurt him. But I know this. I know him not being there didn't help. I know the Jets didn't get better. Maybe they didn't get worse. But I promise you at home, I know this to be truer than anything I have known. Them not being there, they didn't get better. I know that.
Can I ask you, James,
they didn't get better.
Sure, Joy.
Can I just ask you, I don't know his situation, right? And maybe he did have, a private tour of the tomb or something. He got to see, the jewels or I don't know. Maybe he got, a Rhodes Scholar interpreting the hieroglyphics. I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't care. I don't. I'm not outraged by this.
Yeah.
But couldn't he have just moved it? Couldn't he have?
But why does it matter? Why
okay, but I'm saying just to avoid the conversation. Again, I don't care. I don't think this matters. But I'm saying
maybe he's thinking
knowing he a grown man, grown, and it's just a grown man, right? He knows this was going to be a conversation. Whether it's later or it's not.
Maybe he did it. Maybe he's looking at it like I'm looking at it.
How?
I have been here at everything, hurt or